Welcome back to Maggie and Perloff. Got a Hall of Famer on the set. Let's cut to the chase because I'm afraid he's going to walk away. Emmitt Smith is here from the Dallas Cowboys, and Perloff brought his Eagles jersey onto the set. How dare you do that to Mr. Smith?
You know, I was good until that point.
Oh, no.
I really was. I mean, see, there's no need to be arrogant about your opportunity.
Thank you.
And this is a clear example that you're not used to winning. No, you're not used to winning. Cowboys walk in. I don't have to say much. You say it all for me. Period. Well, you say, I'm so happy to be here again because you act like you've never been here before.
Well, Emmitt, can I tell you personally why I'm not used to winning? Because of you. I'm sitting there in the vet, 1990s. So Eagles are up, and then you are the reason that I'm not used to winning.
Okay, fine. I can accept that. But look at what you're doing now. You're like, oh, you had your chance. I ain't saying nothing to you about what we did. I didn't say nothing about what I did against you guys.
Oh, that's good. You didn't need to because I'll never forget it.
But you definitely reminded me right now. You're like, oh, look at us right now. Pat us on the back. Look at me now. You're doing the Jay-Z. Look at me now.
You know, Emmitt, I think there are a lot of overconfident Eagles fans going into this game. Do they have a right to be confident?
Yes, they do. They have every right to be confident in this team. This team has shown, in my opinion, to play the most consistent football out of all the teams in the National Football League. And, you know, they're built tough inside out the way we were built tough inside out back in my day. And they're well-balanced offensively. They got a solid defense. And special teams-wise, they're just as solid. So this team has all the things that they need to win this game on Sunday.
Yeah, you know, you look at it, they're kind of built like your 90s Cowboys.
Yeah.
There was a –
I can't believe you even said that.
No, I meant that.
It's okay for me to say it, but I can't believe you said it.
But it's okay. I'm allowed to say nice things about the Cowboys. It's hard, though. It's hard. But
it ain't hard for me to talk about how good your Eagles are.
I can believe that.
I know because you have all those rings on your finger.
Well, I'm talking from experience, though. I'm talking from what I see right now. I don't necessarily like the Eagles, but I'm not going to talk bad about who they are and what I see right now.
So how's this Eagles O-line compared to your amazing and unstoppable O-line from
There's
the 90s?
no comparison to the two. No, you can't compare the two. I mean, the Great Wall of Dallas, you saw what we used to do.
I did.
But
there's two Hall of Famers on this Philly line possibly. Jason
possibly.
Kelsey and
You
Lane
say
Johnson.
possibly.
Possibly.
You say possibly. Now, I'm going to go to my offensive line. We only have one Hall of Famer on my offensive line. They call my offensive line the Great Wall of Dallas. And you trying to tell me only one Hall of Famer is on that line and we only have and you call it the Great Wall of Dallas? You have the all-time, you have the guy that has 18,355 yards and you only have one offensive lineman in the Hall of Fame? How silly is that?
I mean,
and you telling me I wasn't so, and you telling me everything else that happened before me and what was in front? Oh, well, he got the ball. It was 4 yards down the field. If it was that great, get me my offensive lineman into the Hall of Fame.
I know. Well, most of you guys are in, to be fair. Most of you guys on the offense are in the Hall.
Most of the popular guys are in.
Well,
you know, that's what it is. I mean, you got Troy, you got Michael, myself. You have Larry Allen is the only offensive lineman I has.
Who else should be in?
You got Charles Haley in there. Darren Woodson did not make it. I'm thankful that D. Ware made it.
That was great
I'm
last night.
thankful that D. Ware made it. But then I'm like, what about my lineman? How about Eric Williams? He was a
Philly guy, by the way, who turned on us.
He didn't turn on you. He didn't turn on you. He just got drafted by the Cowboys. The Cowboys knew where to go get him. But you talking about a guy like Eric Williams, you talking about a guy like Nate Newton, and you also even Mark Tuinay. You trying to tell me some of these guys that were on my offensive line do not deserve to be there when they have created these running lanes for 22 and protected Troy Aikman and allowed Troy and Michael to be Michael and Troy, allowed me to be Emmitt. So I'm a little disappointed at it.
Well,
Maybe we need to wipe up the selection crew with this bounty that we have in front of us.
You're here with us on behalf of Bounty. We'll get to that. You also brought chicken wings, so thank you very much for tempting us with those.
Yes.
Maybe, you know, Jerry Jones is also in the hall, so maybe he can work some back channel, you know, with glad handing people and whatnot. Okay, since we last talked to you, which was not that long ago, some changes in the Cowboys coaching staff, especially on the offensive side. So what is the offense going to look like now that Mike McCarthy's calling plays?
That's a very good question. And I have to wait to see before I give my true evaluation opinion.
Are you happy about this change?
You know, I think Kellen was good, but I think Kellen got beside himself and tried to run too many plays. And our offense, this is what I love about your Eagles team. I think y'all have a group of plays that y'all run, and you run them over and over and over again, but you run them with different personnel and disguise them differently, and you move players around. And those players run those plays and those routes precisely. Jalen know where everybody's at on the football field. You may not know, but I think they come there with that package week in and week out, and they do it consistently. And you trying to stop it, and you can't. They own it. They have perfected it. And every defense has to adjust to whatever they're seeing. And then there's this little package that we call building on top of these blocks. And that's expanding the offense. And that's where creativity come into play. And you got the same kind of philosophy around those packages with multiple personnel, different changes, different looks, and everything else. Guys are moving around, rotating, and they're executing it. Well, I think that's what the Cowboys need to do. Get back to something like that.
What about personnel, though? I mean, running back is kind of up in the air. What do you expect to happen next year at that position?
Well, I expect us to stay where we are with the group of guys that we actually have. Keep Tony Pollard, keep Ezekiel Elliott, and elevate Malik Davis until Pollard is ready to come back in. What's up, Chris?
That is cool.
And
Emmitt
so,
Smith and Chris Johnson
yes,
saying hello to
a
each
lot
other.
of yards right
awesome.
there.
Yeah,
yes,
that is.
Yes. And so I think with that, that package should be expanded upon, and I think McCarthy will try to figure out what quality players he actually have on the offensive side of the unit that he can utilize in various packages, and probably do some of the things I just talked about. That's my hope. Yeah. And if that happens, that affords Dak Prescott to truly own the offense and know where things are going. See, in our past, under Kellen, I think we was just calling damn plays just to be calling plays. I don't think we was building upon anything. There was nothing that established this that made sense to play off of that and then go to here and here. It was just play calling, and every now and then we're going to throw in a little trick play, and the trick play will work sometime then, and sometime it won't. It'd be a wasted play and all that kind of stuff. Losing momentum, gaining momentum, it was just too much.
So you don't think they need to go out and get a big-name skill position to help Dak Prescott?
Oh, they have to get another skill position guy. We got to get a guy that can run routes and be able to beat man coverages, get down the field, blow the top of the zones off and the roof off, and allow CeeDee Lamb to be CeeDee Lamb instead of relying on CeeDee Lamb to catch great passes in hellacious conditions. Everybody around, he's going up and he got sharks about to eat him up. I mean, about to kill him. And so that guy is one of the best wide receivers we have, and we need to put more pieces around that.
Listen, I'm just glad you stuck around for this interview. Emmitt Smith, the Hall of Famer on behalf of Bounty, because Perloff brought that Randall Cunningham jersey onto the set, and I thought you were going to
Randall Cunningham, by the way.
I knew you did. I mean,
tell us what you're doing here with Bounty, then we'll have a Randall Cunningham Love Fest.
Yeah, I've been working with Bounty, and this is a big week. And around these big weeks, there are big celebrations. There's a lot of sauciness going on in someone's house, and someone's going to make a mess. And Bounty is here to clean it up. I mean, when you're eating wings and you're eating burgers or ribs and things that have a lot of sauce on it, your hands have the tendency to get a lot dirty and sticky. And so if you don't use the right picker-upper, then you're going to have extra residue on your hands. So with Bounty, it cleans it off pretty nicely.
There you go. All right, have your Randall Cunningham.
Yeah.
You love Randall.
No, I mean, obviously, rivals on the field, but the Buddy Ryan Eagles, I'm sorry, this is just for me. Did you respect how aggressive they were, or did you have a problem with that?
What I had a problem with was the recklessness of some of the play on the field. I did not have a problem with the aggression, but how reckless some of the guys were. The bounty side of it all.
I remember.
And so when you have players coming in, kamikazing their way in, and trying to take other players out and ruin their careers when everyone is out there for a career.
Yeah.
I'm not out here to hurt you intentionally unless you're playing so reckless. I have to protect myself in every which way I can. And but I had great deal of respect for guys like Seth Joyner, Byron Evans, Wes Hopkins, obviously Reggie White, Jerome Brown. You name a lot of great guys. I mean, when I got a chance to go to the Pro Bowl and meet them and sit down with them and have conversations with them and play a little golf with them, you get a chance to know people. and that transcends the game all itself. And then, but you have to understand what you're dealing with. The game itself is already physical, and there's no need to be trying to ruin guys' career over what.
A few dollars. Yeah. By the way, I think Emmitt's coming aboard. I think he's going to be rooting for the Eagles
I
hardcore
doubt
on Sunday.
I doubt that.
Y'all never gave me a chance to talk about Kansas City, though.
We're out of time, Emmitt. I'm so sorry.
Emmitt Smith, the Hall of Famer, on behalf of Bounty, thank you so much. It is always our pleasure when we get to talk with you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.